sent to us that noblest of all Prophet Muhammad sallallahu وَقَسَّنَا بِشَرِيعَتِهِ الْقَوِيمَةِ, and he has enjoined us with that jurisdiction that is best of all jurisdiction, and which is the Quran and Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu فَأَمَنَّا وَصَدَقْنَا, we believe and we follow him. وَلَوْ الْفَضْلَ عَلَيْنَا وَجَبًا, he has all favor upon us. Ahmadahu hamdal hamidin, we give thanks to Allah with the tongue of those who give thanks to Allah. Wa nashkuruhu shukra shakirin, we praise him, we adore him with the tongue of those who praises him. Wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, and I bear witness that there is no deity except Allah. Wahdahu la sharika lah, with him there is no companionship. He has the dominion, his dominion extends the sovereignty of the heavens and the earth. We believe in his oneness. Wa ashhadu anna sayyidana wa habibana, and I bear witness that this Prophet Muhammad sallallahu is our master, is our beloved one, is the best of mankind. Abduhu wa rasuluh, is the servant of Allah and the messenger of Allah. Wa Safiyyu, is a chosen one. Wa Khalilu, is the best friend of Allah. Salawatullahi alayhi, may Allah continue to shower his blessing upon the noblest of all Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wa ala alihi al-akhyar, and his household that are the chosen one. Wa sahabatihi al-ghurr al-mayamin, and his servants, those that are very, very honored before Allah. May Allah be pleased with them. وَكُلُّ مَنْ تَبِعَهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ إِلَى يَوْمِ الدِّينِ, and whoever follow their footsteps on the day of reckoning. أما بعد فأوصيكم يا عباد الله. This is a short admonition from myself and for yourself, O servants of Allah. بِتَقْوَى اللَّهِ الْعَظِيمِ, to be conscious of Allah at all time, in all our dealings and on our affairs. Allah says in the Holy Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe, taqwallaha, be conscious of Allah in whatever you do. Be conscious of Allah in all your affairs. Wa qulu qawlan sadida, and be part of those who will utter goodness. And when they scrutinize all the words that I used to say, they found that the best of words is La ilaha illallah. Be part of those who are going to be chanting La ilaha illallah, or going to be making the declaration of the oneness of Allah. Yuslih lakum a'malukum. If you do that, Allah will perfect your deeds. Wa yakfir lakum dhunubakum, and Allah will forgive you all your shortcomings. Wa man yuti Allah wa rasulah, whoever follow Allah and follow the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, faqad faza fawzan aziman. That person has been one of the person that has the great achievement in life. Ibadallah. Today's sermon موضوعنا اليوم يتركز على عشر ذي الحجة، أوائل عشر ذي الحجة. We want to be talking about the first 10 days of the month of Dhul Hijjah, and that is the bone of contention. As we all know that we are in the month of Hajj. We are almost approaching the month of Hajj, and like my Amir, our Imam, our father, has explained in the last 2 weeks. He explained things about Hajj, and I don't want to repeat what he said, but I just want to mention the types of Hajj that we have. We know Hajj is fast approaching. Anybody that Allah has permitted to embark on the holy pilgrimage, may Allah make it easy for them. So we have different types of Hajj. We have 3 types according to the books. We have Hajj al-Ifrad, wa Hajj al-Kiran, wa Hajj al-Tamattu. The first one is Hajj al-Ifrad. If you want to embark on Hajj, you either choose one of the 3, but the best one that the Prophet ﷺ practiced in his lifetime was Hajj al-Tamattu. What is meant by Hajj al-Ifrad? It is when you make a declaration, an intention for solely Hajj. You don't want to do. You don't want to do umrah. You don't want to combine it with umrah. Al-Hajj al-Ifrad means you want to do your Hajj, and you made intention for Hajj alone, and all your when you arrive at Mecca, you don't need to change to your ihram. You don't need to do anything until the time of Hajj arrives, where you're going to go back to the Miqat and start your Hajj offerings. And the second one is Hajj al-Kiran. That is when you made intention that you want to combine your Hajj and Umrah together without taking off your ihram. So as soon as you get to your miqat, before getting to Mecca, getting to your miqat, you change to your ihram. You perform all the rituals that are supposed to be performed. Then you start your Umrah. After finishing your Umrah, you wouldn't have the opportunity to change into your mufti, which means you have to combine the Umrah that you did until the time of Hajj. You cannot change to your mufti if you perform Hajj al-Kiran, which means you have to join everything together. And this one wasn't practiced by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and that was the second one. And the last one is Hajj Tamattu. Hajj Tamattu is the one that you combine your Umrah and Hajj together. But having said that, when you finish your Umrah rituals, you can change back to your mufti in anticipation of the 8th day of Dhul Hijjah that you are going to migrate back to Mina. So today we want to talk about the virtues of the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. Ahmadullah ala ni'amihi al-mutahaddida. We give thanks to Allah for all His infinite mercy upon us that we cannot even count. Jaddidu azmakum kulli yawmin ala ta'atillah. We've got to renew our intention every day as a Muslim in serving Allah. When you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is to renew your intention in serving Allah and following the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. فَلَقَدْ أَمَدَّ اللَّهُ سُبْحَانَهُ فِي أَجَالِنَا. Allah has made it possible for us to witness today. Many people have gone. Many of the pious ones, even when they measure the level of piety, it is very, very high, higher than ours. But Allah has taken them. Allah does not spare one because of the level of your piety. Allah spares. يَخْتَصُّ بِرَحْمَتِهِ مَن يَشَاءُ. Allah chooses whoever He pleases to take his soul, and whoever He pleases to leave his soul there. So we are very fortunate that we are witnessing today. وندرك بفضل ختم الجمعة في ذي القعدة. And with the permission of Allah, with the favor of Allah, we are opportune to witness the last Friday of ذي القعدة انتظارا ببداية ذي الحجة وعشر أوائل. And in anticipation of the beginning of that month that Allah has specified in the Holy Quran, وَعَشْرَ وَالِهَا, and the first 10 days of that month of Dhul Hijjah. هذه الأيام المباركة. If you're searching for the most blessed days of the year, those are the days of the year, because it is contained in those 10 days يوم الذي يسمى بيوم العرفة. One day that is called يوم العرفة. وهي أفضل أيام الدنيا. It is the best day on the earth. وهي أيام عشر ذي الحجة. We're talking about the first 10 days. هي أيام التي فضلها الله على سائر أيام. It is Allah that made those days. Allah made it important. Allah made it so significant than the rest of the days. فعظم شأنها. Allah made it very, very significant and important. ورفع مكانتها. And Allah has raised the status of those 10 days high. وَنَوَّهَ جَلَّ وَعُلَى فِي كِتَابِهِ. And Allah has made it known in the Quran how significant those days are. When he mentioned in Surah Al-Fajr, he said, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, wal-Fajr, wa-layalin ashar. Allah said, I swear by the beginning of the day, the daybreak, wa-layalin ashar, and the 10 nights of Zulhijjah. وقال أيضا, Allah mentioned in another place, He said, وَيَذْكُرُ اسْمَ اللَّهِ فِي أَيَّامٍ مَعْلُومَاتٍ, that we should be chanting, and one is in the affirmation of Allah in those known days, which are from the 10th of Zulhijjah, 11 and 12, that we will be chanting Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. وقال ابن عباس رحمة الله عليه وابن كثير يعني, when we searched in the exegesis of the Quran, in the tafsir of the Quran, we found that walayalin ashir is referring to the first 10 days of Zulhijjah. وأعلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أمرها وأكبره وأزهره. In following the significance, to make it known to us, the Prophet ﷺ also made mention of the significance and the virtues of these 10 days of Zulhijjah, how important it is. ما من أيام العمل الصالح فيهن أحب إلى الله من هذه الأيام العشر. There's no supplication, there's no ibadah you want to do that is going to level up, that's going to be equivalent to the ibadah that you do in these first 10 days, according to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. فَقَالُوا يَا رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was telling the Sahaba, and they all responding, asking questions. You know, when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam speaks about something, and then when they're not very clear, they're not like us that will keep quiet and go our way. I don't care, I don't want to know. But they will be, they will question the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. فَقَالُوا يَا رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. They all said, "Oh, you Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, وَالْجِهَادِ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ." Even jihad in the cause of Allah, striving in the cause of Allah. فَقَالَ وَلَلْجِهَادِ. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam responded to them, وَلَلْجِهَادِ. Even jihad is not equivalent to the goodness that is embedded in these last 10 days of the month. إِلَّا رَجُلٌ خَرَجَ بِنَفْسِهِ وَمَالِهِ فَلَمْ يَرْجُعْ مِنْ ذَلِكَ شَيْءٌ. Except for a man that will go out with his money and himself, and he will go for the sake of Allah, striving for the sake of Allah, and he will come back with nothing. It will come back empty pocket. It will come back with nothing with him. That is the man that we can say, that is the kind of ibadah that can be equal to the ibadah of the first 10 days of Zulhijjah. ودل الحديث على أن التقرب إلى الله بالأعمال الصالحة في أيام العشر أحب إليه من سائر أيام الدنيا. That is letting us know that whatever we do in the first 10 days of the month of Zulhijjah, it is very important to us, and it's very beloved to Allah from the rest of the ibadah that we do in the rest of the year. فإن جملة العبادات التي يجدر أن نهتم بها أيام العشر ونتوزن منها كثيرا ونسارع إليها حثيثا. So that is why you see in the days of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when these days approach, all the ummah will be embedded in supplication, and part of what was recommended by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in these noble days, the first 10 days of Zulhijjah. أولا الصيام الأيام التاسعة. صيام أيام التاسعة, fasting in the ninth day of Zulhijjah. The ninth day will obviously be the day of Arafah, when the Hajj commences on the 8th of Zulhijjah. The 8 people will migrate to Mina. They will spend the night there, and after the night, after the second day, which will be the the ninth day of Zulhijjah, they will migrate to Arafah. They will be there in Yawm al-Arafah, praying to Allah, supplicating to Allah, saying Allah, La ilaha illallah, wahdahu la sharika la, lahul mulk wa lahul hamd, yuhyi wa yumeet wa ala kulli shay'in qadir. According to the teachings of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he said, أفضل ما قلت ونبيون من قبلي لا إله إلا الله, the best of things that I always utter is declaring the affirmation of the oneness of Allah and the prophets before me. So the people that are in Hajj will be chanting this until the sunset. وتأخير صلاة الظهر حتى وقت صلاة العصر ويصليها جمعا وكسرا. They will delay the praying of Zuhr until Asr time, when they will pray the Salat together. They will pray Zuhr and Asr consecutively, and they will pray shortened one. They pray it as a Salat al-Masafir. The Salat, the traveler Salat, they will pray like that. And afterwards, they will be supplicating to Allah until the sunset. They will anticipate Maghrib there until the sunset. That is how the Prophet ﷺ did his. And they wouldn't pray Maghrib at the Arafah. They wouldn't pray Maghrib. They will migrate back to Muzdalif. Muzdalif is where they will pray the Maghrib, and they'll pray the Isha there. And mostly, if you can supplicate, mashallah, if you're tired, you can use the opportunity to relax. And you relax there until you pass the night there until the 10th of Zulhijjah, which is going to be Yawm al-Adha. May Allah let us witness many more of it, inshallah. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله وأتوب إليه. الحمد لله الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على إمام المتقين سيدنا ومولانا وحبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. We give thanks to Allah for giving us the opportunity to being a Muslim. Being a Muslim is the best favor that Allah can bestow upon somebody. According to the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, Man yuridillahu bi khairan yufaqihuhu fid din. Whoever Allah so much wishes goodness for, Allah will let him understand his deen. So if you understand your deen and you're practicing your deen, know that Allah has favored you. Allah has bestowed the utmost favor upon yourself. So we give thanks to Allah for being here today, witnessing another Jumma, and the last Jumma of Zulqa'dah. We're talking about Ashra Awaili Shahr Zulhijjah. We're talking about the first 10 days of Zulhijjah and the virtues in there. And the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that the first 10 days are the greatest days of the year. Because why? Because Yawm al-Arafah is embedded in those 10 days. And we're talking about the people that have the opportunity to perform this year's Hajj. By Yawm al-Adha, they will come back to Mina, where they will have to do 3 things or 2 things before they can change to their mufti. You remember, we said Hajj al-Ifrad, Hajj al-Kiran, wa Hajj al-Tamattu. Hajj al-Ifrad, we explained that. Hajj al-Kiran, we've explained that. They wouldn't have, whoever is performing Hajj al-Kiran will not have the opportunity to change to their mufti ever since they started their Umrah. They will join the Umrah simultaneously with Hajj without changing to their mufti. So they will always be in the state of Ihram all the time. But whoever is performing Hajj Tamattu will have the opportunity to change to their mufti before the advent of time of Hajj. By the 8th, they will migrate to Mina and sleep there one night. And by the 9th, they will migrate to Arafah, Wukuf al-Arafah. We said what they're going to do there until the sunset. They will delay the Zuhr and Asr, pray together, Jumma or Qasran, and afterwards, you know, anybody that goes to Hajj without coming to Arafah, the Hajj is void because of the statement that the Prophet ﷺ said. He said, Al-Hajju al-Arafah. If you want to say, if you want to define Hajj in a word, if you want to define Hajj in one word, is Arafah. So the difference between Umrah and Hajj is Arafah. So make sure if you're opportune, you must be at the Wukuf al-Arafah. And after that, you come the night. The night passes on the the night of the night. You spend it at Muzdalif. By the 10, you return back to Mina, when it is Yawm al-Adha. And one of the things that the Prophet ﷺ specified to do in these first 10 days, awalan, is fasting in the night of Dhul Hijjah. If you're not performing Hajj, if you're home like we are home now, on the night of Dhul Hijjah, we must fast. Is one of the sunnatically inclined fasts that was recommended by Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. We fast in the night of Dhul Hijjah, which is Yawm al-Arafah. ثانيا الإكثار من تلاوة القرآن. The second things that you can do, that you're ordained to do or you're prescribed to do according to the Sunnah, is to make sure you recite Quran at all time in those first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. وثالثا الإكثار من الصدقة. Giving alms to the poor is what is recommended as well. والمساكين, and those that are less privileged. وإعانة إخوانكم, and helping others, striving and making sure you're propagating Islam with your character, not propagating Islam with your mouth alone. You propagate Islam with your character. Be a nice person. Be a nice person to your neighbors. Be a nice person to your neighbors. And be a nice person to your neighbor and set a good example. Be a role model for Islam. And ثالثا الإكثار ورابعا المحافظة على الصلاة الفريضة. One of the things that you should do during these first 10 days is make sure you're observing your prayers at all time. Your Salat al-Farida, your compulsory prayers, the Khams salawat, make sure you're praying them, especially congregationally. We don't pray congregationally most of the time in UK because we're lazy to go to the next mosque, because the next mosque is not very near to us. Even though if you're not opportune to go out, you have your family, you have your kids, you have your wife, pray together and supplicate together. By so doing, Allah will be so much pleased with you. And khamisan al-iksar min zikrillahi wa du'ahi wa tasbih. Make sure you're spending much of your time in remembering Allah, remembering the essence of Dhul Hijjah, what Allah has prescribed for all the Muslim, and remember those people that are in Hajj. Always pray for them. Make sure you're praying and soliciting on their behalf for Allah to make the Hajjam maqbulan wa sa'yan mashkuran, inshallah. And may Allah make it easy for all the Muslim ummah. May Allah, whoever has not performed Hajj, may Allah make it easy for them. Whoever is anticipating to embark on the journey, may Allah take them there easily. It is not that easy, wallahi. Hajj is not that easy, but may Allah make it easy for them. And may Allah make our life easy. Allahumma taqabbal salatana wa siyamana wa rukuana wa sujudana. Rabbana la tada lana dhanban fi maqamina illa ghafarta wa la hamman illa farajta. ولا عيبا إلا سترته ولا دلا إلا هديت ولا مريدا إلا شفيت ولا عسيرا إلا سرته ولا علما إلا ذكرته ولا قلبا إلا خشعته ولا لسانا إلا ذكرته ولا حاجة من حوائج الدنيا هي لك رضا إلا قضيتها ويسرتها يا رب العالمين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون سلام سليم والحمد لله رب العالمين. أقم الصلاة. This is a reminder for all the member of the mosque that Bushra night is going to be taking place today. Bushra night, inshallah, we start at 11:30 p.m. Bushra night tonight, inshallah, is a form of tahajjud that we do in the mosque. May Allah make it easy for us, inshallah. And also, Qurbani is being organized by the mosque. Whoever is intending to make one, inshallah, is £100 per person, per ram. £100 per ram, inshallah. May Allah make it easy.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Ayala salati, ayala al-falai, qad qamatis salatu, qad qamatis salatu. Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah.
La ilaha illallah. Wahdahu la sharika. Stawu yarhamakum Allah. Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين
آمين.
آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كلنا آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
بسم الله لمن حمده.
اللهم ربنا ولك الحمد.
الله أكبر.
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 الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين
آمين.
والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فتردى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر.
بسم الله لمن حمده.
اللهم ربنا ولك الحمد.
الله أكبر.
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 السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.
سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله. الله
أكبر.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. ولا
حول ولا قوة بالله العلي العظيم. أستغفر الله العظيم الذي لا إله إلا هو القيوم وأتوب إليه.
أستغفر الله العظيم الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه. أستغفر الله العظيم الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يهد حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
قل هو الله أحد
الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد.
لقد جاءكم
رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم فإن تولوا فقل حسبي الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلت
وهو رب العرش العظيم.
اللهم اقض حاجتنا كلها
آمين.
ولا تتركنا خائبا مترودا.
آمين.
ربي لا تترك لنا حاجة من هوائجنا
آمين.
دقتها وجلتها
آمين.
ظاهرها وباطنها
آمين.
سرها وجارها
آمين.
وعلانيتها
آمين.
دينيتها ودنيويتها
آمين.
وأخرويتها
آمين.
إلا وتقضي لي ولنا في أسرع من طرفة عين
آمين.
برحمتك
آمين.
وجودك
آمين.
وكرمك
آمين.
يا أكرم الأكرمين
آمين يا الله.
يا أجود الأجودين
آمين. آمين.
يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين.
آمين.
الفاتحة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين الله آمين كن فيكون آمين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
wọ́n ti ń bá Suratu Kahfi lọ báyìí. Ọlọ́run tó ní ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti Muharramu tá a tún wá dé Sulhijja báyìí láti January oṣù ojú ọ̀run tá a fẹ́ dé December oṣù ojú ọ̀run tọ́lọ́run tó wá ní kí Jímọ̀ ojú òní kó sojú èmi àti yín. Ọlọ́run wọlá bẹ́ẹ̀ Kahfi tẹ́ ń kí lọ́nà ìsìn Ọlọ́run dákun gbàlẹ́sìn fún wa o. Wọ́n tá a fi béèrè Ọlọ́run kò fi lé wa lọ́wọ́. Ọlọ́run kọ́ ọlá pé fúnra ẹ ló ṣe ìyanu rẹ fún àwọn àṣàbùl Kahfi àtàwọn àti yín àtàwọn tó wà lórí pílàfọ́ọ̀mù tí wọ́n ń gbọ́ bá a ṣe ń ṣe Suratu Kahfi báyìí ìyanu ọlọ́njọ́ sílẹ̀ nínú ayé wa ètò ọlọ́run ti ṣe ọlọ́run dákun jẹ́ ó bàjẹ́ etí bàbá ní ká máa ṣe pé Rabbana atina min ladunka rahmatan wa hayyi lana min amrina rashada Rabbana ẹ̀jẹ̀ àjọ wí atina min ladunka rahmatan wa hayyi lana min amrina rashada Rabbana atina min ladunka rahmatan wa hayyi lana min amrina rashada Rabbana atina min ladunka rahmatan wa hayyi lana min amrina rashada Rabbana atina min ladunka rahmatan wa hayyi lana min amrina rashada Rabbana atina min ladunka rahmatan wa hayyi lana min amrina rashada Rabbana atina min ladunka rahmatan wa hayyi lana min amrina rashada ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا الفاتحة بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين آمين كن فيكون
آمين سبحان ربك
رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله
رب العالمين.
ọ̀rọ̀ ìmọ̀mọ́ ni ọba tó fún wa ní Jímọ̀ tó ní ìkí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ Jímọ̀ lọ́dà kò jẹ́ àṣeláyé ọlọ́mọ ṣe lè láti fún wa o wọ́n ṣe lè láti bọ̀ fún wa o wọ́n ṣe lè láti dápẹ́ fáyé o ọba tó ní kí bàbá ìmọ̀mọ́ náà wá ṣáájú wa táwa tó lẹ́yìn wọn ọlọ́dàkọ̀ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀run báyìí ọlọ́dàkọ̀ jẹ́ àlékí fún wa wọ́n ṣe ṣàlàyé fún wa nínú pàánù tó wà yìí ká tún lékún sí ní ìbẹ́lọ́hún ká lékún sí ní àzíkìrì ká lékún sí ní dáadáa kí ọlọ́run kó náwó dáadáa sáwà náà bàbá ìmọ̀mọ́ náà fúlàní ìbẹ́lọ́hún apàdà sí wíwọ́ ọlọ́run dákun jẹ́ padà sí yín bámúbámú ọlọ́run dákun jẹ́ tọ́ sí yín bámúbámú ọlọ́mọdé olúmọ yín ọlọ́yà ń bọ̀ ọlọ́ àníyàtọ̀ ọlọ́mọdé ọ̀dàrú láéláé àníyàtọ̀ àwọn jẹ́mọ̀mọdé ọ̀dàrú láéláé wọ́n laka zikiraka wọ́n laka zikiraka gbogbo àwọn àbáwá edas tẹ́ńbà akírun tẹ́ẹ̀ níbẹ̀ ṣe dàgbẹ́ tó máa kírun lé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àlàáfíà ọlọ́run dákun bá fún yín ọlọ́run dákun abẹ́ọ́ mọ̀jẹ̀ máa ti lé tẹ́ máa wòran ta rẹ́kọ̀ọ́ lánàá lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́run ọba tó ṣe lágbàlagbà dáadáa tẹ́ fi kékeré sin ọlọ́run ẹ fi dúdú sin ọlọ́run ó fi di ewu ọlọ́run dákun abẹ́ mọ̀jẹ̀ dàgbà àyà ọlọ́run mọ̀jẹ̀ yọwọ́kọ́wọ́ ọlọ́run àkàrà máa lọ́wọ́ ọlọ́run bájá sàdúrà fún yín àsọ̀rọ̀ fáwọn bí ó ti wa Alhaji wa Tajudeen Yusuf ọlọ́run ló gbé ń kalẹ̀ fún àpàdà síbi ọlọ́mọdé ọba yín láéláé ọlọ́yàmúlò ọlọ́ àníyàtọ̀ ọlọ́mọdé ọ̀dàrú láéláé méjìlé yín ọ̀dàrú méjì náà yín ọ̀dàrú ọlọ́run tó fi ẹ̀sìn ṣàánú yín ọlọ́run dákun bí ẹ̀ sọ̀kalẹ̀ dáadáa ọba tó ṣàánú bàbá tó bí yín táwọn náà rí lápá dáadáa nínú ẹ̀sìn yìí lẹ́yìn náà wá ń ṣe ọlọ́run dákun jẹ́ sọ̀kalẹ̀ dáadáa ọlọ́yàmúlò ọlọ́ wá jẹ́mi yóò gùn pẹ̀lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ àláfíà ara Alhaji wa Ọlájídé àní méjì ọ̀dàrú láéláé àní méjì ọ̀dàrú láéláé ọlọ́run tó fi ń ṣàánú ẹgbẹ́ ọlọ́run dákun àbíọ́ àpàdà sí méjì ọ̀bọ̀tì méjì ọ̀tọ́tì láéláé ẹ̀ ń ṣe wàhálà lórí ẹ̀sìn ọlọ́run dákun àméjì ẹ̀sẹ̀ sí láéláé ọlọ́run ọlọ́ àníyàtọ̀ ọlọ́mọdé ọ̀dàrú láéláé ọlọ́ àkàràmọ̀ nàbí Muhammad aṣàdúrà fún gbogbo àwọn pẹ́sidẹ̀ntì wa broda Junaid ní broda Tàbíkì Olúkọ̀tún ní broda Ọ̀rẹ́kọ̀yà ní Alhaji wa Ọ̀rẹ́kọ̀yà ọlọ́run dákun padà lẹ́yìn yìí o rasimisayi ọlọ́mọfẹ́ yìí náà lẹ̀ Alhaji wa Olúkọ̀tún Alhaji wa Suleiman anabi Josi Haji Nureni Haji Junadi Alhaji wa Fẹ́mi Haji Nurudin ọlọ́mọfún kálukú yín lẹ̀ o ọlọ́kàmú lọ ọlọ́gbọ́ ẹ̀yin bọ́ìsì àwọn broda wa tẹ́ńbà àṣetọ́ ọlọ́run àbíọ́ ọba tó fi ẹ̀sìn ṣàánú yín báyìí akọ̀dà mọ́jọba ìnájọ tẹ̀lé yín láéláé ọlọ́run lọ́rọ̀ Alhaji wa Amadu ọlọ́mọ fi ilẹ̀ láéláé abẹ́lẹ́sì mẹ́ta àṣàdúrà fẹ́yìn náà ọlọ́mọ fi ilẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀yin ya wa tẹ́ẹ̀jì mọ́sáàsì ọ̀pá yín ọlọ́run dákun àbíọ́ wọ́n fi àwọn ọmọ yín dààmú yín o wọ́n fà yín dààmú yín wọ́n má fẹ́ yín náà dààmú ayé ọlọ́ àkàràmọ́ ní lọ́rọ̀ ayé àtọ́ ọlọ́mọdé ọ̀dàrú láéláé ọba tó ti bá yín tó láàárọ̀ tó bá yín tó lọ́sàn-án ló bá yín tó dalẹ́ ọlọ́ aláhùlà wala quwwata illa billahi al-azim àwọn jàmáà wa tí wọ́n jẹ́ ẹlẹ́sìn kejì ọlọ́run àbíọ́n táwọn náà ń béèrè ọlọ́run àpò àṣẹ fún wọn ẹ̀sìn bí ẹ̀sìn ṣe rí nu ọmọ ìyá ẹ̀sìn ni wọ́n bá wá sí wọn ò nítorí páì sí funfun ọlọ́run dákun àbí àbùkátà tiwọn náà àsìkò tó ń wá bí ọlọ́run dákun tí wọ́n mọ̀ sí dáadáa yàtọ̀ pọ̀jù báyìí lọ́nu ẹ̀sìn ọlọ́ aláhùlà wala quwwata illa billahi al-azim gbogbo àwọn òkú ọ̀run wa bisimilayi kul huwa Allah bisimilayi rahman rahim kul huwa Allahu ahad Allahu samad lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Alhaji wa Abdulrasheed tí wọ́n sì lé ní Alhaji wa Abdulrasheed ọlọ́run tọ́lá ọlọ́run bá ṣe dáadáa fún bàbá náà nígbà tí a ti rí búlù kan àrí búlù kejì a ti gbọ́dọ̀ béèrè ọlọ́run dákun wúta ọ̀rẹ́ pé búlù àwọn náà wọ̀ mí tẹ́ wọ́n wà náà ọlọ́run dákun wọ́n jẹ́ wọ́n padà sí wúlẹ̀ láì ọ̀la aláhùlà wàlá quwwata illa rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadaytana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmatan innaka antal wahhab rabbana zalamna anfusana wa in lam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin rabbana atina fid dunya hasana àbúrò kan di àṣàdúrà fẹ́yìn náà ọlọ́run àwọn tẹ́yìn náà ń fi ọlọ́run máa ṣe fún yín rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana àbúrò kejì kẹ́hìndé òun náà mo ṣàdúrà fún ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والصلاة والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين صلوا على النبي الكريم